Hi, it's Orla O'Brien here again from A Touch of Sparkle, and today we're doing another request, and it's a request for a simple snowman. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you the polish first. Yeah, another elf polish, and it is dark navy. So you can see there, it's got a lovely sparkle to it. When the top coat goes over that, it'll bring out all the light blue shimmer that's in there and it'll look like a sky behind the snowman. The paints again are the folk art paints. We're going to be using white, red and black, and a little bit of yellow with the red to make an orange. And the brushes are going to be my detailing brush and my long detailing brush. So let's get started. First I'm going to start off with my detailing brush. Just going to do a quick little wash and then using the white paint, I'm going to go in and start with his head. So this is a really simple one, and it's great to do on kids as well for Christmas. So there's his head. Then we're going to add the upper part of his body. And now we're going to do the lower part of his body. So you can make the snowman as big or as small as you want it. I'm just doing it slightly bigger because it is a bigger nail. And so you can see it's starting to look like a snowman now, once you have that classic snowman shape done. And it's something you could put a twist on yourself and do whatever you wanted. So there's the basic shape of the snowman. Now we're going to add snow along the bottom of the nail, because we can't have him just floating. Now, so you don't want the snow on the bottom to be completely white. You want to have some of it a little bit transparent, just to add some depth to the nail. It'll look like shading without you having to go in and add the shading. So there's the snowman into the ground. So now I'm just going to get a tiny bit of black and make it very light grey. Should be just one shade darker than the white. And then put this down here around the snowman, so you can still kind of see the shape of the snowman, or the imprint of it anyway, because the light won't really be getting there if the light's coming from this direction. And you don't want it too dark because it is on snow. So you still want to keep the whiteness to it. Yeah, so we'll let that dry for a few minutes before we add detail to the snowman. So in the meantime, we're going to add a little bit of snow and the moon in the background. So just want a tiny bit of the moon in the background, just to fill up the sky a little, and some stars. Yeah, it's just going to do the base colour of it there, which would be the yellow. Now let that dry for a couple of seconds. Now I'm just going to thin down a bit of the yellow for the stars. So stars in the background. So it's very basic. There doesn't have to be a lot of detail in it. You could even have a blue sky in the background if you didn't want to bother with the stars and the moon. So now some orange. Thin that down a little bit. Just to add some detail to the moon as well. There you go. If you had some glow in the dark nail varnish, you could put that over the moon and the stars, and it would look amazing in the dark. Now we're just going to dry off our detailing brush so it's rough. So what I like to do is I like to just rub it on my hand, just to separate the bristles a little bit. So it's like that. And then into the white, take off any excess. And I'm just going to add some snow. So it's like a blizzard of snow coming down. Like that. Yeah. Just going to add the hat. I'm going to do this with the same brush, just wet it again and it'll go back to its shape. And as you're taking off the excess water, you just roll it to bring it back to the point. Now we're going to put a top hat on them, or top hat, sorry. So I don't know if you can pick up the black there, but you'll pick it up as soon as top coat goes on and as the nail moves. Now using the longer detailing brush into the black again, and you don't want too much paint on it, and then just 2 lines coming out for the arms. And then, of course, little twigs coming out for the hands. And the black is very hard to see in that camera there, but once the top goes on, you'll see it. Now into the red, and we're going to do the scarf. First, start off with round the neck, and we're going to do it blowing in the wind. So we'll have one bit coming down here, blowing off, and another bit coming up there. So we're going to go back in and make that a little bit thicker. So of course you could do different coloured scarf. You could do a patchwork scarf. You could do a really thin scarf, a really thick scarf. Yeah. So there is the scarf. And we're going to continue the red up onto the hat to do the band across the hat. Just wash my brush to take any excess off there. So you want the band to be roughly as thick as the scarf, just to get the proportions right. Yeah. Now using the very, very tip of the long detailing brush, we're going to dip it into the black. And we're going to make the eyes, which is just 2 dots. So we're going to rest in your hand so you don't get the shakes. Now at the mouth. Now you could use a cocktail stick or a dotting tool for this. but I prefer to use the tip of the brush because you don't want them all the same size, because when was the last time you made a snowman all the stones were the exact same size. So now we're going to do them going down his body.
Please wish the Bulgars and the Margarine family a happy Christmas. Can you play Christmas tunes for Connor, John, Dylan, John, and Danielle?
Now we're going to go in with the orange and add the carrot for his nose.
Could you say hi to Lucy, Lillian, and Jack there in Balbriggan from their nanny? And please wish Merry Christmas.
Then back in with the white, because we have it snowing, I'm going to add some snow to the top of his hat, just resting there on his hat. So the snow is coming from this direction because the wind is blowing that way, so the snow will be coming in the same direction. So whatever direction you do the scarf in, you'd put the snow going the same side. And then onto the beak of the hat as well. So if you wanted, you could add some detail to the scarf as well. You could put some lines on to show patchwork. You could add some glitter to the moon. As I said before, you could put glow in the dark nail polish there as well. Look great. And same over all the stars. And if you wanted at this stage, you could brighten up some of the snow in the background, so it pops out a little bit more. So roughing up your brush and then taking all the excess off so you have very little on. I'm just going to rough this up a little bit. And there is your basic snowman. So we're just going to put some top coat on, and then you should see all the colours come out. And there is your snowman. That was a request. If you have any more requests, you can email me at touchofsparkle1@gmail.com. You can put them in the comments below. It'd be easier for me to keep track of them. You can find me on either of my Facebook pages, and I'd love to see photos of the nails that you do with any of my designs. So if you have any on Facebook, you can tag me in them or put a link up and send it to me, or you can put them down below if you want. So until next time, I have a couple of more requests to do, so I'll get them up as soon as possible. Thank you.